Hey there, welcome to day 107 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1261 after a loss and then a win yesterday. And let's go ahead and jump into another 15-minute rapid game here today. See who we get up against. Okay, up against a 1245, I got white. Keep the London system going. Okay, let's connect the pawns here, and then I think when they play c6, I think we might want to go c4 after. Yeah, I think definitely c4 here, especially with the bishop out. He takes, okay, that's not too common. So we immediately take back. We get good development for our bishop. What else do we want to do? I think just knight out. Ends the knight. We just bring the other knight if he takes. Don't think it matters too much. I could also go here to attack both of these. Knight can't develop here to defend. He could go here, but I could take and mess up his pawns. So I think I do like queen here. And if he takes, probably we'll take back with the pawn. We also have a little bit of a battery here, although it's kind of just looking at a pawn chain, so I'm not sure if this battery will specifically be useful. We just want to get our knight developed. Okay, yeah, let's take here. We're attacking the pawn. Okay, queen comes out. I don't care if he takes. Just reconnect this pawn here. I think I'll just take this time to develop. Anything else to watch out for? Yeah, I don't think so. Let's just develop the knight. I go knight here, and then here he could kick me. Maybe I'd have to go knight back or something. Let's just develop the knight either way. Would like to get rid of his bishop off this diagonal if I can. Maybe castle. Rook can come out to the D or E file. His knight develops. His knight cannot come out to any of these squares. He could come here. Let's just castle, I think. Is there a reason to ever play this? Drops the bishop back here. So yeah, no, I don't think this is any good. This, he takes. If we take with our dark square bishop, we're attacking this pawn. Could try to kick us and fall back, but then his pawns are kind of pushed out quite a bit, so I think I'd like that. Otherwise, I'm threatening to take, and he has to dig with his king. I think I like that, but I do want to maybe come up with a plan to take control of this diagonal. Let's just go here for now. We'll also take with the pawn, but then this pawn's isolated, so I don't think I want to do that. Okay, he develops a knight. Take, he takes back with the knight instead of having to move the king. That makes sense. Should I still just trade it? Is there anything else I could do? Go here. Then he takes, I hop back. If he takes here, I take, he takes there. might end up just taking. Do I want to? Maybe. Not totally sure. Or just bring a rook out. Is this gonna be an issue at all? Yeah, let's just take here so that we send his knight back. I don't really want it to hop into here. Okay, maybe I go here, take, bishop has to move. Let's just bring our rook out. Okay. I could go here. Bishop goes back maybe, or he goes here. Yeah, my bishop and queen just aren't doing too much over here. I mean, I could... No, I can't take. I was going to say I could almost do something here. Take, check. Maybe we actually would win the knight, but the bishop is guarding. So let's actually kick the bishop first off of the defense of that, and then maybe that could be a possibility. Okay, kick the bishop. Take control of the center here. And then, is he going to come down? I probably would kick him again. Or go back. Alright, he goes back. So now is this a thing? I think if he takes, then it is. Oh no, but he could block with the rook and that defends the knight. But then I can still win the bishop. Here, here, here. Bishop's hanging, knight's hanging. He could block with the bishop, I take the knight. Or block with the rook, I take the bishop. If he doesn't take, does he have anything else? I don't know. I think that it works. Let's try. Or should I immediately go for... No, there's no trap in the bishop because he's able to go back. Does he have anything else? Take. If he plays anything else, I just drop the bishop back, I think. What if I take, and then he takes the queen? Then I just take back with the bishop. Okay, I'm just going to try it, because I think the threat of these two should be pretty good. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, no, I just realized I think this bishop is actually going to be hanging after he takes there. Why do I always see that right after, like, as I play it? I didn't realize that the bishop would be hanging and the rook could probably take it. Let's see, maybe he won't realize, he probably will. Because then I think, yeah, then I'll be down material, so the tactic will not work. I think I noticed it just barely too late. Let's see, I think he'll take it. Then I take. Then if he goes here, I mean, at least, I think at least I could get the 2 pawns. I take the pawn, he comes back. Then I could either take the knight, and then he takes here. Oh, he doesn't go for it. Okay, so he was worried about it. I think he would have been fine because the rook could take at the end, but maybe there was a reason why it actually still worked. Okay, so instead he's double attacking this guy. What should I do here? Could kick him. If he takes, I take. He takes. Then I can't take, right? No, I have the queen looking, so I think I can take. If I just... Actually, why don't I just go here and just try to trade? But then if... Do I want that? I get the open file. I'm up a pawn. I don't know if I want the bad pawn structure though. I just go back. Then what happens? He takes here. Then I could go here, that way. I think either this, or I think this works actually. I think if I push, I think it works. Let's just do that. Take, take. I'm gonna try that. I feel like I'm not fully calculating it perfectly, but I think it works. Um, Actually, you know what? If the knight goes here, again, this bishop becomes an issue. Because it is hanging. Maybe the tactic, maybe again it doesn't work. I think I'm doing tactics that aren't working and then only realizing afterwards. Because if he goes here, then these are both under threat, both bishops. So yeah, any kind of trying to find any kind of tactic, you really got to focus on if there's any hanging pieces they can, because they can really come into play later on throughout like an exchange like that. So I think it was a threat here, and now it potentially is a threat here. And both times I overlooked it. Okay, but he doesn't go for that, so I think we're good. I mean, maybe there was something I could have done again, but I'm not sure. So let's just take here. Because I can't quite take with check once he takes with the rook. But maybe I can attack the rook and then take. Oh, he takes the queen. That gives me good pawns for an endgame, but it takes away my ability to take back here. So then if he takes, I come here. Yeah, that probably makes sense for him to do. Not much to think about there, just gotta take. Then I probably will go here with tempo. Can't go here. If this rook moves, then I can take this pawn. Here. Rook moves somewhere. Could try to reopen the attack and maybe double the rooks up. Or I could try to do that right away. Like maybe here. Probably here. Double up. If he pushes, we take. He can try to defend it twice, but that gets kind of ugly. The only thing is, he has the light square bishop, so I should try to stand dark squares more often if I can. So maybe I'll go here. We defend this pawn, but then it takes away my ability to double up over here if I wanted to. I don't think I would want to though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go here. Oh wait, no, I forgot. I have to move the bishop first. That would have been bad if I just hung the bishop. So I guess I will go here first. Just get the tempo on the rook. Then probably bring this guy up. But this pawn is going to be the main target because it's isolated. So if I could double up and win that, then we would be back to being up a pawn. The rook comes back. Let's just try to double. I could threaten the rook again. He might just come back down, so I don't know if I would get anything from that. Let's just go do that. Also, his bishop is hanging, so if I were to attack it, he would need to move. I guess he does have some squares he could get to, like here. Okay, he's already guarding the pawn. Should I push any pawns? Or should I try to... What should I do? If I could go here, here, get these pawns really far, that would look good to me. If these pawns could be pretty far advanced, that would look good. So he's playing defensively for now. I think I'm going to just push these pawns. Then I could just control a lot of these squares and make a path for my king to come into the game. Okay, he's defending that one, so his rook isn't tied to it. Let's just play this. We're not threatening to like trap the bishop or anything, but we could kick him. Bishop does come back to attack that pawn, but if I just push it, then I think it's totally fine. Right? All the pawns are on dark squares, so we can't target them. Okay, he's going there to defend his pawn, so it might be hard to win it, but I could attack the bishop, he drops back, I could attack it again, could go here. Okay, the bishop's going to be able to run away. No matter what. Could come up to here, try to move my bishop, and then get this other rook in this way. Not sure if that makes a difference. Let's just go here. Just double them up right behind it. I mean, I think he'll be able to defend this, but we can at least keep some of his pieces tied down, and then maybe try to get our king up. Should I push this pawn too, though? I'm not sure, actually. If I push this pawn, it really restricts my bishop a little bit, because I can't come back. And also, do I push one of these? Push, push. Is there a way to play this? Attack the bishop. I still don't think I can trap him. Let's just bring the king up. We have a pretty equal endgame here. I think my position is better because of his isolated pawn, and I have the double rooks, but Let's bring the king up, probably just on this dark square here. Just stay in the dark squares. Could also try to plant my bishop here. We control this. Okay, moves to there. I think I'll probably just... Do I bring my king in further? If he checks, I guess then I just have to go back. So maybe that's pointless. Maybe let's play this and try to break something open here. Can't take this though. And now we both have kind of a very equal bishop. Both the bishops are quite active, and they're opposite colored, and they can't really stop each other. Or nothing can stop them. There's no knights to trade off for them. The only difference is mine, I can chase his off that square with a pawn. In fact, here, I would be threatening to win his bishop, trap it, if I went here and then here, because he doesn't have any of these squares. So maybe I should give that a try. He probably would see it pretty easily. I'm just going to try that and just see, because I don't have any other ideas. Let's see what he does. Threatening to trap the bishop. Okay, he drops back down. But now he can't go back to here, or I will play that right away. So his bishop is kind of stuck here. So I think I like that. Then maybe I will push this pawn. Or do I bring the king up? King up. No, again, he'll just check. So let's just push the pawn. My bishop can just be solidified here. I don't think it ever needs to move, really. If I do want to move it, I can move it over this way. Let's see, what do I want to do here? He takes, I take, then I have a bad pawn. Might just go here. If he does push, we should be able to stop that, although then he does have a passed pawn. If I take, this rook comes in. Is that an issue? Just looking at the bishop. Can't come in. He can attack this pawn, but it's guarded. I don't think it's that much of an issue, but it does give him maybe a slight benefit there. Letting it become a passed pawn seems pretty dangerous, though, with the rook behind it. So I think I probably do need to take it. Guess if he pushes, and I was able to get... No, but the bishop covers this square, because I would try to double the rooks up and attack it, get rid of the passed pawn, but yeah, I don't think that'll work. So let's just take it. Okay, and maybe even... Can I push here to try to make a passed pawn or something? Here, take. Maybe we make this an open file, and he can have over here. This is guarded. I can't go here though, because the bishop is watching it. Could attack this pawn. Could I just do that right away? You'll have to guard it with a rook maybe. Wait, that rook can't guard, so we might have to go here. Maybe I would be able to double up. Okay, let's try to just attack that. See what happens. He might also just push it actually. But then his bishop is kind of almost... I don't know, it's pretty restricted there. Okay, he does push it. Here. Lock that up. I can open there. I think I'm not sure what pawn move to go with. But I think I might just go with this. Also, actually, I kind of like getting on this square. Because then we reopen some pressure on this pawn. And we also kind of blockade this one. Kind of hard to decide, actually, which way to go there. If he ever pushes here, I take. If he pushes here, I can take that one. Okay, let's just push this. If he does push... Actually, no, does that not... Maybe that doesn't really work too well. Maybe I'll go here. Here. Here, I go back to the dark square. We want to push this, because if I push this, he can just lock it up completely. Push this. There, that could open it up. We open this file. I push, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna go here. I can't really decide what to do. But I want to try to open this up or something. Actually, but then he could take back with this and fix his pawn, so maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I do want to push the H pawn. So this might have been a wasted move. Although if I do open this up, no, because he just takes there. If I could open it up and check, that could be powerful. I feel like I kind of wasted the move, though. I don't think that is going to work. I want to get my king to here. Although, no, that doesn't work because then he just has checks. I'm thinking actually rook back, maybe. This one's still guarded. Oh, wait, no, if I go rook back, he has this with a skewer. Yeah, I feel like this was actually a bad move to move the rook over. Now it prevents me from playing there. I might go rook back again after. This is my weakest pawn, so I just have to keep a rook to guard that one. Actually, if the bishop was here, then the bishop would be able to drop back and guard it too. Here, here. Nothing looks that good, actually. I know that opposite colored bishop endgames are typically draws. I've heard that. So maybe that it will end up being like that. Could slide this rook over here to try to renew the pressure here, and then bring this one back again, then the bishop over that way. Yeah, I still think actually trying to double up on this file is probably the best, and just keep these 3 pawns here for now, because I don't think pushing them quite works. King comes back, interesting. Now should I push? No, he still locks it up. Here, 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 then I do open it up actually. Here, if he takes, then maybe I push, and if he takes, then here, give up a pawn to open the file and then come in this way. Okay, I think first I'm gonna go here, because I think I want to be here anyway. Bishop can also come here to try to support this. But again, if he pushes, it just feels like everything gets totally locked up. What is this threat? He doesn't have a check here. He can come here, but it's guarded. play this, he takes, and then I push, he could take here. I end up with this isolated pass pawn. And I'm down a pawn, but I have the isolated pass pawn. But then I can come into here, double attack this guy, move the bishop. Otherwise, I'm just going to double here. You know what? I'm just going to double here first. Now we're threatening to move the bishop and attack this pawn. Still just seems like the simpler idea. Okay, I don't have this anymore because I moved that. But yeah, and his bishop guarding the pawn actually prevents me from doing much. Which way do I want to go? But I could still come in like this, maybe? Maybe, can I pin the bishop? I don't know. I can't decide at all what to do. Time's getting low. Okay, I think rook, no, I can't go there. I think rook down and then over. Yeah, let's just try to trade the rooks. Let's just simplify the position, I guess. Although maybe my rooks are stronger than his because they're connected, so maybe I shouldn't. Dang, I want to go there. Here. Trying to go here. 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 I am just going to go here because I don't know what else to do. Just try to trade the rooks. Because I can never really attack this pawn that much with the bishop guarding it. I can never threaten to win it as long as he stays on this diagonal where he's protecting it. It's kind of unstoppable. Or unwinnable. It goes like that. I think I'll just take. Can't go here. I'm just gonna take. And I might go. I have to be able to guard this. So let me go here. Because this gives me the ability to come back to guard that and also just blockade his pawn here. Oh, I didn't realize he could check there. Actually, I forgot that this was looking at that. Okay, well, I have to go over in that case. That's guarded. Could go here and threaten to sack for him to take, and then I take, but I'm sure he'll see that. Actually, I could just take the pawn, because if he takes, then I take. So let's see what he does. If he plays... Yeah, I think so. I think I could do that. If he plays like a king or a pawn move, I could take. Okay, no, he doesn't. Just gotta guard. Wait, maybe I should have just brought that back, because that was my initial plan. Probably doesn't matter too much. I might end up just playing this. I go here, and if he does take, then I infiltrate with my rook. If he checks here, is that a problem? I just come down, I don't... Oh wait, no, I have to go here. I don't think that's a problem, though. Here. Okay, I'm just gonna go like that to guard it this way so I can move the rook. Let's move here. Can't go there because then I lose that pawn, so I gotta go back. So if he wants to force a draw with a perpetual check, he probably can here, but I think we're totally drawn anyway. I don't see a way to progress. Okay, he doesn't do that. I'm just gonna go back over to guard. Maybe I will end up playing here because then if I play here, create some kind of opening. And this is guarded. Not sure what he's threatening there. Let's go on here. I don't have too much time to think. I just want to play quickly. Okay. Does he have anything there? I think I'm going to come up. And he has this check. Then I come up again. Maybe I can even come in here, but then he can still guard that again. Okay, he checks, so where should I go? Here, actually? Then he can go here. We trade. I think I'll just go here. I think that's fine. If he wants to check and then trade, then we could do that. Because my king activity is better than his, so I think I might be winning, and he has the isolated pawn. He attacks that one. In that case, if I push it here, I have two defenders, right, with the rook. The rook and the pawn. Give a check here. I might just come down. If I come up and then he checks, that might be mate. Yeah, so check. I don't want to come up. Let's go down. Hey, it's not mate, but I'd have to sack the rook. I think. Okay. Let's go here. Good check. But none of the checks seem like they do too much. As long as I don't walk into a skewer or something that was dangerous. Checks here, I'll probably go here. Wait, but then if he attacks this, okay, checks there. I'm definitely not gonna go here. Let's go down. Or let's just go here. Still guarded. That's twice defended. Let's go here just because then he doesn't have the bishop check. And if he doesn't check or anything, or take, then I would just end up taking here. But I think he'll probably take. Maybe I'll take and try to trade. I'm attacking the pawn, so he would trade. I would end up with these split pawns. Wait, he just goes there? I think I'll just take then, right? Okay. I think, did he forget that it was, that the pawn was able to just take there, it wasn't guarded? If he checks here, I'll come up to the dark square. Okay, he checks there. Oh wait, he's able to win that one. Okay, never mind. Okay, I can't go here because then it lines up with his bishop. Okay, let's go up to attack. He could check again, but then I'll come up this way. Well, actually, he's able to just take this pawn next, so yeah, this might not be great. Let's attack this one. So if he takes, I take. Could also swing my bishop back at some point if I want to attack something of his, like his rook here, but I don't know. He's able to just take that. But yeah, if he takes, I'll take this one. We clear up some of the pawns, and I have this pass pawn, but he wouldn't. Okay. What should I do? Here. We double attack that. Check, take, up. Okay, let's go here maybe. Just attack the rook first. Actually, I don't know if there's any point of that, because then once he takes, or he's able to take in either spot. I think that was bad. I should have gone back this way. Yeah, that was the wrong way to go. Can't guard this pawn. Come up. Okay. Should I just try this and then try to promote? No, but he can sack that. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I should have gone back here first. I don't have a way to guard the pawn. Okay. Maybe to here. Yeah, I messed up pretty bad there. Let's bring the bishop down maybe. But now I'm just low on time, so I just have to play something. The endgame was totally drawn for a long time, but I think I was just using too much time trying to find a win instead of just playing quick, simple moves that would keep my time up. I think I'll go up. Go up with the king. Let's go here and then like here and try to blockade or something. Just go forward. Oh wait, no, I just put myself in line with the. That was not good. Okay, if he goes there, I can still go over to guard it. He can go here. Okay, I think I can guard stuff either way. But I totally forgot to even check that. Okay, we trade. Can I block this pawn? It's gonna be the question here. Let's go here. I guess bishop needs to come back here. Maybe bishop comes here. Bishop here and then here. No, let's go in front so I can have the bishop and pawn guard each other. If I come up and he starts pushing, I'm not sure what I would do. Here, we don't want him to push. He pushes here, I take the bishop. Okay, so I can go here, I think. Again, if he pushes, I can take. Let's go down. I'm just gonna try to draw here, so. Okay, I was thinking he might go for that, because then he can maybe push here. So that probably makes sense. So we trade that off. If he pushes here, I take. No, that's still okay. So, where do I go? Here, do I blockade? No, but I can't defend it. I think I just go here for now. I don't really have an option. Still can't take that. If he pushes this, yeah, then I could be in trouble. Here. Then he can attack with the king. I have to go back. He goes here, I go back, he takes the pawn. I go back, but then I take his pawn. Then he has the one. Yeah, then he wins, so I think I'm definitely in trouble. Maybe I go here. Is that better? Then he pushes here, I take. I'm gonna try this. I don't have a great idea. I think I'm definitely lost here because I'm down 2 pawns. Go king here. If we could can I sack for this pawn? No, he would be able to win with the bishop. So let's go here and then here. Actually, I might just have to sack for it. Either way. Back. Should I put my king anywhere? Just go in front of it, I guess. Because I think I'm going to have to sack it either way. This is definitely lost, but let's just see. Go here. Maybe I can get him to stalemate. He can always cover the last square. The bishop. Let's go here, I guess. Go to the corner. Get check. Back over. Okay, yeah, and then let's go here. He has to move the king again, though. Yeah, he can move it down. Having a minor piece, though, you're always going to be able to promote the pawn when you have a minor piece. So unless he makes a mistake, then I should be fine. Have to go back here. Yeah, because now we can just promote. He doesn't have to move anything else. Okay, let's resign. Yeah, that was an interesting game. He played really well in the end game, and I was just like using up too much of my time trying to find a win. And then once I got low on time, that's when I messed up. Let's check the game review and see where the actual mistake was. Um, I don't remember what exact move was the mistake. I just messed up and then lost my pawns. I think there was a check from behind with the rook that I didn't realize he was going to win a pawn. I think that's what it was. It says I have 2 blunders. 80% accuracy, he had 84, so we were pretty close, but then I had 2 blunders. It's kind of crazy that I had 2 blunders. Wait, I had 2 blunders in the early... Oh yeah, it was those 2 tactics that I messed up on, but he didn't realize. I think that's what it was. So I got lucky there. I guess that counted as blunders. Let's see though if that's what it was. And then there's one on the chart. There's like a great move here by him, I think, somewhere. And then just a steady drop where he was totally winning for a long time at the end. So I have to see what was the actual mistake that I made there. Let's go ahead and start going through the moves here. Okay, c4 is good. I think in the opening we were totally good. That was inaccurate. It wanted me to push the pawn here first, I guess, to prevent him. Why do we push the pawn exactly? What was the concern? He can't go here. Oh, maybe to try to trap. Oh yeah, I think to chase away his bishop, and he can't come down this way at all because now we cut the square off. I think sometimes when the bishop is here outside the pawn chain, it is good to play f3 and try to chase it away. The only thing is, I don't think I would want to play g4 here because then I have no protection for my king because this side's already messed up. So maybe I would play f3 and not g4 after. So it actually considered that bad though. Although like I actually have a plus 1.5, so I was way better here out of the opening. Equal material, even with the knight inaccuracy, plus 1.5 here. Okay, wanted the knight back. Knight forward was a mistake, okay. It wants the queen to come over here, oh, to just maybe prevent him from castling. Well, he can't castle that way yet. Probably would castle queenside. Let's see. Queen over. Right here. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why it's so good, because it doesn't seem like it does too much. I guess it doesn't want him to be able to take here, which it's telling him to do. That was a miss. Yeah, it really wants him to take the queen. People normally don't do it, even when the engine... Sometimes the engine will just be screaming over and over, like, take the queen, but I normally don't take it, and my opponents normally don't take it either, until there's, like, a very clear reason. Okay, this was good. We still have a nice advantage. And then here was my blunder. Yeah, because I didn't realize that. What was the move that he could have played? It was. Oh no, it was just that once he takes here, the rook opens up the attack on my dark square bishop, which I failed to see when I was first like calculating that. Okay, and then yeah, and then the second blunder, same thing. I thought this works, but then I failed to see that. I both times I realized right after I played the move, which always happens. It's never right before; it's always right after. Um, but I think he could have played here once again. The same bishop would be hanging, so I would have been in trouble. So those blunders brought him to a little bit of an advantage if he found them, -2. But luckily he didn't find them. We trade the queens. Okay, now I lost my nice like plus 1.8 advantage, but we still have a slight advantage, 0.8 here. And then the in game is where it got interesting, and eventually where I made a big mistake and just used up way too much time because we're in the in game here, and I have almost 8 minutes. Um, but yeah, I just spent a lot of time in some of these positions trying to find some kind of win when I could have probably just played simple moves and kept my time on the clock. Because it's always in a slow in game like this, when your clock gets slow, it's so easy to make a mistake where you give up a pawn. Let me see. So here we're just totally equal. We're totally drawn. Everything is fine. It didn't like the rook up so much. Oh yeah, it did want bishop back, which I was planning on doing, and then for some reason I guarded with the rook instead. I just forgot that I was planning to guard with the bishop, and that actually was better to do. Then he checks here. I come over. Okay, this was great. Again, I'm just allowing a perpetual check if he wants it. He's bouncing around here. Nothing significant. He has this check. Okay, it says that was inaccurate to go the way I went here. Wanted me to come up this way. Why though? Okay, I don't know. It's hard. Oh, he wins this pawn either way. It's hard to tell why. It showed a long sequence, but I wasn't following it exactly. So what ended up happening? He didn't go for that. I went down here. He just has a lot of checks. I thought the checks are fine. I take here. I was like, oh, well, I guess he forgot that I could just take that pawn, although the game is still totally drawn. And then he has this check, and I didn't realize that he could play that right after to win the pawn, the other pawn. And then this pawn I was unable to defend afterwards. And I think I made a big mistake coming up here very soon, because we're still totally equal. I was still fine here. And in fact, this was a great move. Okay, and then this was the mistake. Yeah. This was what it came down to, this mistake right here, I think. And I didn't realize, I think again I realized right after I played it, I was like, wait, why did I play that? But it was because my clock was low and I was trying to play quickly, so if I preserved the clock I would have been okay. What I wanted to play was this. Let me see if this was okay or not. Okay, no, that's still a mistake. So maybe I would have been, it wouldn't have been good either way. What did it want me to play? It wants me to play here. Oh, to just, oh my god, that makes total sense. Why did I not think of that? Just trade the pawn off. What if he doesn't take it though? If he doesn't take it, then I just take there, and then either way I think we're fine. Because we still have a pawn protected by the rook. Oh yeah, I wish I found that, but I think I probably would have if I had more time, so it just came down to the clock really. And then now just from those two mistakes, I think it was just to the bishop and then not finding the pawn move, he now has a huge advantage, and then he played it really well. He played really well throughout, I would say, almost the whole game, except missing my blunders for those tactics earlier. He didn't realize that I had actually messed up. He didn't call my bluff, I guess, there. Aside from that, he played really well. He seemed like he played super well in the in game. Had that check. Okay, we get the rook trade. Yeah, I moved my king here where the bishop is looking. Again, just trying to play quickly without. Again, also just realizing like immediately after I played it. Like I was gonna say without realizing, but I did realize it. I just realized the second after I played it, which was the case for like all my mistakes throughout the game. Because then he forces the trade, and that helps him. At least he didn't win a piece, but he forced the trade. Okay, and then here's another mistake. This one I'm already totally lost. So to me, a mistake like this in a lost position is not as important as the mistakes in the drawn position. But it wanted me to come all the way back here. I don't know why. He comes here. Because what does this give me? I come here. He comes here. I ended up here anyway, so it didn't even seem to make a difference. I don't know why I called that a mistake. I'm sure it has some kind of reason, but your opponent's advantage has turned into a winning position. I mean, it was already winning, I think, so I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm just going to concern myself with the mistakes that were actually game-changing earlier on. And then here, yeah, he just had the pawn and the bishop, which is always a nice combo to have. Just waiting there to threaten to promote while he could use his king and go attack everything over here. And yeah, there was no way. I was just hoping for some kind of mistake where maybe I could trade off the last pawn and then he would just have a bishop and then it would have been a draw. That was my only hope, really. But yeah, then I just had to sack there. And then my last hope was that he would somehow stalemate with the bishop here, but that did not happen. So yeah, nothing too crazy. It was just those small mistakes back here. This. And then where was it? It was also missing some of the checks where he could take the pawn. Wait, did I already play them? Oh yeah, I already played it. It was, yeah, not finding this. Oh, so that was the same mistake actually. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking it was two separate ones where I played here and then the pawn, but no, I had to push the pawn to a guarded square, and then if he takes, then I'm good. If he took here, what would have happened if he took with the king? So if I push, he takes, then maybe I go here. No, the pawn takes there. Yeah, never mind. Wait, but then he can just take the rook. Am I gonna be able to promote either way? That's a mistake. Come up. Then what if he goes here? Oh, never mind. That's just a blunder. Okay, so if I had realized that, I don't think I would have seen that even with more time, probably. That I would just sack the rook to try to promote there, realizing that his rook can't come back because the bishop's looking. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but I was not looking at any kind of sacrificial stuff like that, really. It's a little bit, it seems really risky, but I guess it's totally fine. Because there's no way to stop it. You can chase it, this can try to get it, but nothing can cover that last square because this bishop is guarding it. So I had to have seen that though, which if I didn't see that, then I might have just lost anyway. So it really came down to like earlier on that it was kind of more decisive. That move, but here the engine thinks I'm totally fine, even though he wins this pawn back here, but I had to find very precise moves to be okay here. So it's almost like I would have been much better if I had just avoided this position to begin with, but I'm not sure which part I would have avoided it at. Maybe I should have never traded the rooks and just let his rook come in, because that made it a lot trickier. Let me see, when I traded the rooks, what did it say? Okay, it said best, so it did want me to trade them. Yeah, I guess I just had to find those precise moves. That was the only option. He was playing the endgame really well. Okay. All right, well, we're down to 1253, so we've been kind of bouncing back and forth at like 1250, 1260. And yeah, this has been day 107. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on day 108.